Allegedly.
What's going on, y'all? This your boy, Chris Simmons, coming to you with another podcast episode. Man, I got a two-time returning guest all the way from Houston, the H-Town. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miss Tiffany Mendelson. What's going on with you, girl? How you doing?
Hey, thank you so much for having me on again. I had so much fun last time. Enjoy having a conversation with you. So I think it's actually been just about a year since you and I really sat down and did this, right?
I think I got you. I think I was looking back at it and I think I got you in like October. So, but it's been a minute. Yeah, I think I got you like the later part of 20.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay. Now that I remember, you and I touched base. I was in California and that was in October.
Yeah.
So you're right. Okay.
It was in the fall because I remember that because it was right before you had decided that you were going to take this travel journey to around the US because I remember talking about that with you. We did an episode called Traveler's Guide.
Yes.
I think it was episode 60 something. I think it was 64 if I'm not mistaken. It's been a minute though.
Yes, it has. Yes. So I remember we touched base. I was about to take off and then I went to Washington, California. We touched base and then I came back to Houston and that's when we did the first podcast. Okay. Yes.
Exactly.
Man, you got me there. So
it's been a minute. Well, welcome back. So I know that since the episode you have taken a trip to many different places. So go ahead, talk about that. Like what's the traveling been like? What are some stuff you've been seeing? You know what I'm saying? Like tell us all about it. Like what's it been like?
Been a lot of swimming, biking, and running, a lot of seeing the ocean floor. So after I spoke to you from California, I came back to Houston and then I drove here to Florida. So I stopped along the way in Louisiana, saw family, Alabama, Florida. I was in Florida for almost 6 months, I want to say, and I was there for a little while, kind of just stayed in one area, went to Miami a few times, up to St. Pete, back around. And then of course, during the holiday season, fly back to Louisiana to see my family. So after that, I've made my way up north a little bit, went to North Carolina. And let's see, where else did I go? Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, drove through Arkansas, if that counts.
Oh, basically just everywhere in the South.
South. Yes. I did say the South. I think Washington's probably the one farthest away from the map. You know what? I really just hunkered down in different places and just swam, bike, and run because that's what I love to do. Worked on my business for my coaching and just kind of like watch that flourish. But what's been really interesting, I spend a lot of time really understanding who I am as a person and really sitting with me a lot. I had this adventure really understanding that my intention was to get to know myself more, and I did. And understanding how to maneuver myself through all the hardships was just a beautiful thing. And the people that I met and the experiences that I had with them really helped me grow into who I am. I'm just gonna jump right in so I don't forget to say this, but I'd have to say the biggest accomplishment probably since you and I last talked, still a little private, was literally opening my heart even more. So during the whole entire process, not being in the corporate world, understanding what it means to actually really take care of yourself. I mean, when I was in corporate, I always had a job that was like paying part of my gas or giving me monthly allowances. So there was this lifestyle that I got adapted to, and then completely taking that away, including medical. It really hit me and made me understand like how much security a corporate world can give you and how much security I had to give myself. So I had to sit myself a lot. And during the whole entire process, I had to learn how to open my heart and be vulnerable, which was just a beautiful thing, so.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, one thing that I've always wanted to do as well was I wanted to travel. That's why, when I slid up on your story, like you was going to North Carolina, I was like, I need to come with you for real. Cause I'm like, I want to take this journey with you. Like, cause it looks cool. Like, and I have noticed how you do a lot of swimming, do a lot of biking and stuff like that. That seems pretty cool for real. So I think I'm gonna need to link up with you.
Yeah.
And wherever you go next, please bring me with you. I've actually been trying to find a place to travel this summer. I was
Okay.
supposed to go to Miami to see
Mhm.
a friend, but that didn't go through because
Mhm.
we had some stuff going on. Like she had some stuff going on. I was like, the plan that I had in terms of me going down there, it kind of backfired. So that's not gonna happen. But I've been looking for a place to go. So Tiffany, if you got an excursion that you trying to go to, please let me know. We will try to meet up and we'll try to have some fun out there for real. Because that's
We'll
really what it's
definitely do
about.
that. I will definitely hit you up and let you know what's going on. Now, I will say that during the last, however long months, almost a year, I guess, because I guess September would mark it a year. I'm planning on jumping over to North Carolina and hunkering down there for at least 6 months. So we'll see what happens, what kind of opportunities open over there. So that's the next spot.
So do you plan on like trying to like get a property out there, like trying to rent, or what you thinking about?
So to be honest with you, I'm looking at just getting into Airbnb because I'm just getting my feet wet. Depending on the opportunities that unfold over there will depend on if I will eventually get an apartment or, down the road buy a house. We'll just, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if we continue another conversation, maybe we'll touch base and go farther on that one, but
Hey, I respect that. I respect that. I'm gonna have to come visit for real because I actually was thinking about relocating to Atlanta. So Atlanta's like literally, I don't know what part of North Carolina you're gonna be in, but it's only gonna be like a couple hours. It's only gonna be like a few hours away. So
yeah,
you
not
know,
too far away at all.
it could be
I
neighbors.
have to say, the East Coast, there's something that drives me to the East Coast.
Mhm.
It's a different type of culture, different type of people. I feel like I fit right in over there. So,
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, the East Coast is it's pretty nice for real. Now, speaking of the East Coast, I actually took a trip to Philly. It's been about 2 months ago. Wow, that's crazy. 2 months ago, and I had a really great time out there. Got to experience the city. I've actually been to Philly 2 times prior to my most recent trip, but the thing was, I've never been to the city.
mm,
So my first that like literally back in March, toward the end of March, that's when me and my roommate decided, you know what, let's go to Philly. Cause it's like it's about a 6 hour drive from where I'm at in Ohio, which is Kent, Ohio. So it's right, it's a good drive, but it's not close, but it's like it's a good
yeah.
road trip. So we decided to go out there and we had a phenomenal time. Got to eat a lot of great food. We went to the steakhouse out there. It was called Del Frisco. You ever heard of Del Frisco?
I have heard of Del Frisco's before. Now, it's been a while when I say since I've been there, but that's the one that you can eat the unlimited amount of meat and you turn the thing over with green and you
I,
bring you
I know what you're talking about. That's not the place though. That's not
okay.
the place.
Oh,
It's
that's
those
one
are
with the
like
chow.
those are Brazilian steakhouses. So Del
You're right. You
Frisco,
corrected me. It's been a while.
so it's not a no, it's not Brazilian steakhouse, but I actually went there. I went to a place like that for my 21st birthday. So for
Mhm.
my 21st birthday, we went to this place called I'm drawing a blank. It's Texas Day Brazil. Texas Day Brazil. That's what it was called.
Mhm.
And they would bring out like small portions of meat. But the thing
Yeah.
is, they bring out so much of it that you just get so full.
Yep.
So I remember going
And
to that. So yeah, that was for my 21st birthday. But when we went to Philly, we went to an actual steakhouse where you had to order steak off the menu. And I had I think it was it was a 22-ounce bone-in ribeye. So it was a big boy. So I ate
uh,
a lot. I had a 22-ounce ribeye. I had a butter cake.
all
Uh,
that
had
excitement.
mashed potatoes, spinach. I had everything. I was going crazy. I was going crazy. And
Mhm.
of course, you can't go to Philly unless you get a Philly cheesesteak, which I have not had the past 2 times. And so I finally got one downtown at this
Yeah.
place called Ishkabibbles or something like that.
I
And
don't
it,
know.
it was good. Now it was good. Now there was another steakhouse, a Philly cheesesteak place right by it that had even a longer line and it
Yeah.
had more reviews. I was like, well,
Mhm.
maybe we have to try it, but we didn't get around to it. It was down there on South Street. South Street is probably like one of the most it's like the young people street where a lot
Mm,
of young people go out and party and stuff like that. So it was a cool time.
gosh,
Um,
all that excitement makes me remember of trying to stay healthy while I was hopping around everywhere. Because talking about one of the biggest breakthrough of having an open heart, right? And really understanding the breakthroughs that I had just in general, but having a consistent schedule when it came to staying healthy and eating healthy, because you're on vacation, we're like so conditioned just to kind of like go off track just a little bit because we've been so good, quote unquote, at home with our diet, with working out. And then all of a sudden we're like, we're going to have so much fun. We're going to have a steak, we're going to have the Philly cheesesteak, all this other stuff. So it really reminded me of, making sure things were in line whenever I ate, which was actually sometimes kind of tough just because, I had to kind of wing off what was at the grocery store or, at the restaurant, and not always go to the grocery store a few times a week like I do normally. So definitely had to do some planning there to stay healthy. How about you whenever you go on vacation? How was that with you?
Oh, that's pretty bad. Like, I'm just gonna be real. Like, usually, like before I go on vacation, it's always funny how like I'll be like, okay, like I'm gonna go on this healthy eating excursion to where I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna watch what I eat. But then sometimes it's hard because first of all, usually wherever you stay, um, you're not gonna have like a kitchen or anything where you can like actually buy groceries and cook your own food. Like if you stay in like a hotel like we did, like
Mhm.
I gotta go out like 3 times. Like I gotta go out to eat like 3 times a day. I gotta go out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And
Mm,
so it's hard, it's challenging because my body's like, okay, like I don't want to eat out like that, but at the same
yeah.
time, like what choice do I have? And it's easier to like just get some of the signatures like with Philly, like you feel tempted to get like a Philly cheesesteak, and of course like when you're on vacation you want to eat more dessert, you want to eat like more burgers and fries, and that can be me sometimes. And even though it's good in the moment, but then I always feel it at the end. Like,
Guilty afterward. There's like two ways we can look at this. I know in general, for most people that work from home or they work in the office, they go on vacation. It's completely normal for us to go off track a little bit. Like it's just the way it is. Because if you think about it, as long as you're at home, you're being consistent with your diet and workouts and such like that. When you come back home, you're going to revert back to the way you were. And the mindset, of course, is beating ourselves up. I mean, if you think about it, you had fun. Be a little bit more gentle on yourself because your body is going to revert just right back to where it was before. If it's just like a week. Now, if we're talking about traveling for months, if that's like your job, you're constantly rushing from point A to point B, like there's a lot of stress that's going to be built up in your body. And so because of that, a lot of times we are going to choose the unhealthy version. And before you know it, we're going to be gaining the weight or not being in a healthy mindset that we would like to be in. And that's where it's a little bit harder because I feel like that's really where your weaknesses start to show and your strengths start to show of like how well you set yourself up for success before you started the ventures of running around. I say running around before you traveled, if that's your kind of job that you do. And what I just kind of realized is just making sure you have little tiny habits that you can integrate every day to make sure that you're building a healthy lifestyle.
well, I think you would be more of an expert at this since you travel way more than me. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like I want to hear like some of your recommendations as like let's say like maybe when people travel, they get a hotel, right? And the hotel like usually don't have kitchens in them unless
Mm,
you get like a nice one. But the one I had in Philly did not have a kitchen. So I had to either eat the breakfast at the hotel, which usually hotel breakfasts are nasty and they're overpriced. Okay, well, from the ones I had, they nasty for real. Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
nasty and they overpriced. And so I guess like for you is like how are you able to, maintain that healthy food option when you were traveling so much?
Well, I'll start with the hotels because I did stay in a couple hotels. And I guess I learned this from my old corporate job because I would travel a lot and stay in hotels. That eventually I got this mindset of I'm sitting in the hotel room waiting for an hour for my food to get here when I could have spent an hour, went to the grocery store and came back and spent a fraction of the cost. So I really got into the mindset of literally leaving the hotel to get food or getting food before I got to the hotel, including like packing stuff in my bag. If I had to travel, I had to go on a flight or something, I'd bring food with me. Or I stop at the grocery store whenever I'm driving to make sure I have healthy options for you. Now, you're probably thinking, why would I want to do that? That just sounds like out of my way. But if you think about it, one, you're spending the same amount of time sitting in the hotel room, right, for your food. Two, you're saving money, which is always like a good thing to do. Put it somewhere else. You can do it to go spend it, have an experience elsewhere in the city that you're in. So that's the first thing I think about hotels. Now, Airbnbs, I mean, that's just go to the grocery store. You're going to have to go anyways, right? If you go out to eat, look at the menu, see what it is that you can order. It's okay if you eat some sweets or something. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself about it. But that's really, that would be my advice. Just look at the cost and the time.
Okay. All right. I think like now I'll go back to like when I went to Philly, like when I did go to Philly, like I did find a couple good, really good, healthy spots. I remember this one place called Honey Grove, I think it was.
Okay.
Really great. Just like, it was like almost like a place where you go in and you order, you kind of order a bowl, you get to customize your ingredients. Have really, really great fresh ingredients, really great. So sometimes like you may have to do the search, you may have to do the Google search to be like, what are some healthy places near me? But the thing with being healthy is it costs a lot though. Like you realize like when you go to like when you find like a really good healthy place versus like a McDonald's or Wendy's, for example, like the prices
are different. You're right. But you got to remember, like if you're going out traveling, you're going to be spending the same amount of money getting, something healthy or not healthy in a restaurant, unless you go to McDonald's, like you said. But personally, I wouldn't go to McDonald's, but that's me. I mean, I guess I would order a salad for there, but depending on the menu that you go to, depending on the restaurant that you go to, you can really just kind of order off the menu. I do that. Sometimes if I go to a place and I don't see anything that's really gonna, be aligned with what it is that's going to be healthy for my body, I kind of look at the menu, what do they have, and kind of build my own plate. A lot of times they'll do it for you without any extra charge, or maybe like $1 or $2, which sometimes your health is a little bit more important to spend that extra dollar than having to consistently eat unhealthy, because that's going to add up. That's going to be, I don't know, the top 5 diseases that can be prevented, chronic diseases, heart disease, stroke, those kind of things. By spending that extra dollar on something that's healthy is going to be a lot better than spending thousands of dollars down the line. So that's how I think of things. That's how my mindset is. Like, what is the cost? What is the time? How is that going to impact me now? How is that going to impact my future? And making sure that the habits and the decisions that I'm making is in alignment of where it is that I'm going for,
Yeah, with me being on this new organically healthy food diet that I am on now, because I've thought of it like that as well, like because I realized like the cost of healthy food, like it's a lot higher. But the thing is this, like I would rather pay a little bit more to be healthy and help my body be sustained versus like having to pay more for more down the line, what I'm saying, with all these different diseases and conditions that I might face. So really, if you think about it, I mean, you're right, like in terms of, going out and paying that extra $1 or $2 for a healthy meal, because it's going to save you a lot more in the future. Now,
yeah, it's not only that as well. It's also, you're speaking about organic. I feel like I need to say that some people think, oh, I got to be healthy. I got to do the organic. I got to do the juices. I got to do this. I got to do that. And to be honest with you, like stay where you're at right now and lean in and weed food out. So you're not, jumping into a new environment completely, because it's going to be hard to sustain that, especially if you haven't been eating organic or spending that type of money to get the organic. foods. You know, you can transition just simply from buying a boxed pancakes and buying the whole ingredients to make it healthier, right? Might be a couple dollars more, but again, the cost analysis and the what you're feeding your body is a lot better. So
Yeah, that's one thing I did when I went on my journey was to I just tried it out. Like I was like, okay, like I'll buy like eggs. Like usually I buy eggs like a lot. And I was like, you know what? Let me try the organic egg. Let me see. Let me just see. So I tried to slowly do it. So I would slowly substitute out foods that I was used to eating that weren't necessarily organic and healthy. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try the organic version. Now with organic, you got to be careful because sometimes that's just marketing. Sometimes like they be like, oh yeah, that's organically, that's non-GMO. But you got to look at the ingredients to really see
oh yeah.
if it's really, because you could be paying more for something that really ain't even organic. You know what I'm saying?
That, yeah, that's like another conversation on itself because it really maddens me on the way people market some products. And honestly, if people were just educated a little bit more on the food labels and what it means, just because it says organic, 50% of it actually might be organic. Now, I don't know the actual standards for the US as far as like label is concerned, but doesn't mean the whole thing is actually organic. But anyways, I totally know what you mean, but I have to say this, organic eggs taste so much better, especially if they're free range than not. It's like you get a taste of that. It's almost like, oh, so I want to go back to the normal eggs. So
I haven't bought normal eggs in like 3 weeks because
Mhm.
like the texture is so much different too. Like if you
And
get
the
like
yolk, yeah.
exactly, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's not like, when you get an organic egg, the texture is so much different. Like with a regular egg, like the shell is like flimsy, like you can just literally touch it and it'll just crack. But like the
Mhm.
organic egg, it has that, really hard shell type substance to it. And also, like Tiffany said, it tastes a lot better.
Tastes better, your body feels better, you feel better. I mean, it's crazy whenever you start transitioning different types of foods into your life, even if you're just transitioning from a boxed food to the whole food. It's, that instant gratification, that energy that you get from it is just, it feels good. It feels good to be healthy. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad to hear that you are embarking in your own health journey as well. So that's like
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. The thing is now, like I just gotta be disciplined like when I go out. And when I go out to like different places, especially like when I travel with my family sometimes, because I know that sometimes like I can go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I just go crazy when I see food. Like sometimes, I'll go over to a family member house, they got fried this, fried that, fried that.
Oh,
I'm like, oh man, especially my family down south, man. I got family down in Georgia. There is no healthy eating there. It is just everything fried, everything fried fish, fried chicken, fried okra, everything fried.
one big fat walking into temptation environment.
So it's very hard. Like it's very hard. And sometimes, like, that's another thing. Like when you visit family like that, like when you travel to see family, like over the holidays and stuff like that, and they cook stuff like that, sometimes we do feel obligated because we don't want to be disrespectful. Cause like
Yeah.
they spend all that time cooking
Hmm.
and then you ain't gonna eat it. See, that's the thing, but like, especially like if you got family from the South, like, and you don't eat their food, that's like a sign of respect. Cause
Yeah.
they like, why is you gonna eat? Like, I just made all this food for you. You ain't gonna eat.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like,
That, I mean,
oh,
that's the norm. That's the norm, right? But sometimes I have to say this. I don't say this a lot, but I feel like I said it a lot in the past couple of weeks. It's okay to be selfish sometimes with yourself, especially if you're trying to be healthier, because there's no way that you can turn around and help your friends or family member if you're just constantly not being healthy for yourself. So, I mean, it's always like the mindset of it. So, but how did you do when you went there, when you went to see your family? Did you eat everything or were you
of
kind of
course I did. Of course I did. This was like,
yeah, I want to eat everything.
of course I did. Now this was before, this is obviously before like I got on my healthy eating excursion. I've been on this for like about a month, so it hadn't really been that long. But
Mhm.
before, like yeah, like every time I go down there, I'm just like, yeah, like mac and cheese. All right, got you. Fried chicken. Gotta have this. They have now. Here's one thing I don't eat. I don't eat pig feet. because that's what they got. Some or it's chitlins. It's called
I'm sorry,
chitlins.
my face, but pig
It
feet.
it is that's one thing I will not eat. And I told him, I said, I'll eat everything else. If you got ham, if you got collard greens, you got fried chicken, mac and cheese, I eat all that. But your chitlins, no, sir. Because they taste because they literally taste how they smell. Like they stink. It smells.
Yeah.
It's not, it's like the leftovers of a pig. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Sounds
It's
scrumptious.
not,
It really does. It really does.
it's
Gosh.
not,
Well,
it's not the
you're
best.
gonna have to let me know the next time you go see your family how that goes, especially with your health journey. Of course, there's nothing wrong with like, having
Exactly.
indulging a little bit here and there. We're human, right? We can't.
Yeah. See, my mama had planned on throwing me a party in about the end of May. Just cause like I'm about to graduate. So she trying to figure out what's gonna be on the menu because my mama know about this. Like when I went to go see them 3 weeks ago for Easter, I met up with them and they know like there are certain foods I don't eat. Like or I do still eat, but I don't eat as much of them as I used to. Like back then, like when I was coming up as a child, like when I was coming up, I used to eat a lot of burgers. Every meal I ate out, it was a burger. The restaurant had a burger. I was eating it.
So you're eating a burger for graduation?
No, it's not gonna
Okay.
it's not gonna be burgers. Now, one thing I will have to do, I will have to have my mom's mac and cheese. That's one dish I'm gonna have to have. But everything else we're gonna see. Everything else we're gonna see. I'm still, remain disciplined, which is very hard. But hey, like you just gotta know what you want, man. You gotta know what you want.
Yeah, big discipline is huge, which sounds like you are slowly transitioning to a healthy lifestyle and you already have discipline, it seems like. At least that's what you're saying. So it works. Sounds good. But yeah.
Yep. See, I told you, Tiffany. Do you see the time?
I see it. It like literally just popped up.
Exactly. I told you. Zoom is so cheap. I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to figure out another way to record it because
it's okay. It's like $15 a month if you get like an actual like membership or whatnot. That's what I do.
Yeah. So it says we got like 9 minutes and 24 seconds. But I mean, either way, we can just ride it out. And if it happens, if we just get cut off, then I can just log back on. It's no big deal.
Well, I have another call at 2:30, so I gotta off in a bit anyways to get ready.
I got you. Oh, okay, well then this is perfect then. So we can just go ahead and just kind of make our final points and stuff like that. And so that I can be respectful of your time. Okay. But I think getting back on the topic of remaining disciplined. At the end of the day, man, you just got to know what you want for yourself for real. And just really like try to fight that temptation. And it's hard, but you got to really, have like a cost. You got to have like a benefit and cost like analysis.
Why exactly? Yes. It's like, why is it that you want it? Make sure that the time and the cost lines up for what it is that you want to do. And you know what? Sometimes it like you said, discipline, because you're going to have to be disciplined in the forefront for the back end to actually be in full fruition. So I like it. I like it.
So not to say that we want you to deprive yourself of your favorite foods, but eat, like I would suggest, like if you're going to go on trips and you're going to want to eat that, don't make it a habit of eating it like every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're gonna eat it like, maybe pick a day where you're like, okay, I'm gonna go all out. Because even like the healthiest people have cheat days.
Yes, they do. Yeah. I know some healthy people that eat ice cream every day and they have amazing bodies and they live a healthy lifestyle, and it's the consistency. It's finding what works best for your body, for your lifestyle, and what works for you, and some people might be gawking at, oh, you eat ice cream every day. That's not really healthy. I'm like, well, everyone's healthy is different. So figure out what works for you.
As long as you balance, like for me, like when I go on trips, I still work out. Like I don't like some people, they take trips and they just like, all right, like they'll take a week off from like, exercise, but then they'll eat like so many calories, and it's like, bro, like you gotta have some balance, man. Like you're gonna eat like that, at least get on the treadmill, run outside or something. So I still still continue to work out, like even like over my vacations, because like usually
Good.
that's when I don't eat my best, but I still try to keep all that weight off because I ain't trying to feel fat.
Yeah. Well, it just it kind of like tells me that you have a strong lifestyle. You have a balanced lifestyle when you're at home, and your lifestyle is still balanced whenever you're out vacationing as well. So, I mean, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So if you're indulge a little bit outside of vacation, you're gonna do it in your life as well. So your normal life. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it though. Appreciate it. But hey, listen, y'all. Hey, I know we running short on time, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate Miss Tiffany coming back on. Like I said, we'll probably hopefully we'll be traveling together one day, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We'll be
traveling together, definitely chat.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And be able to do a episode in person. Maybe we'll show y'all like somewhere on like the beach
That'd
in
be cool.
Miami. You know what I'm saying? I still ain't never been to Miami, so that could be a spot. You have to let me know if you're going to Miami.
I'll let you know. I'll be on that side of the world for a while. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me know. So you might see us traveling together, stuff like that. And like I said, this will definitely not be the last time that you see her. Because we just have really great conversations all the time.
enjoy it.
So like I said, like she'll be back on. But if you want to keep up with her and her traveling excursions, follow her on Instagram at Tiffany Mendelson. No spaces, no capitals. Once again, that's at Tiffany Mendelson. No spaces, no capitals. And I'll also make sure to put her Instagram in the link in the description so y'all can have access to it and y'all can keep up with her and see what she got going on with her page. And as always, follow me on Instagram at Disinfecting Your Life. And that's also no spaces or capitals as well. We got a lot going on, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot going on. Had some great episodes, got some great episodes in the making. Very, very excited. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully get to do some in-person ones this year. I actually might have an in-person one coming up here in the summer. I know that if y'all know my girl Heather Westover, who's been on my lives, she was thinking about coming in June. So she might come up to Ohio in June and we might go ahead and put something together for y'all. So we'll see if that goes on. Right now it's like June the 18th, she said. So June the 18th is a tentative date. So we'll see what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we going places, man. We going places. But anyway, that's a wrap. This your boy, Chris Simmons, with special guest Tiffany Mendelson. We out. Take care, y'all. Peace.